Cross Grace with Real Estate Divorce Single Mom. And today I have the blonde chef. So today we're going to be talking about for the love of food, like memories and everything, how we grew up as. And Madeline, tell me how you can tell me a little bit about food and memories and how that all brings together with family.
Well, eating is always the center of the house. Everybody loves to talk about food and eat the food. And, we have whole holidays where it's all food. So, growing up, we did all of those same things, but I was a very picky eater and, didn't really like a whole lot. So my food journey has been very long, and becoming a chef was never really something I thought I would do because I was so particular.
So what was the first thing that you really got you into loving food? Like your favorite food, let's put it that way.
Well, chocolate. All things chocolate. It was the very first thing that I knew that I loved without a doubt, that I could eat every single day of my life and be happy about. And if I could only eat chocolate, I would only eat chocolate, but that's unfortunately not life. And then I think after that, my first love would be cheeseburgers.
Cheeseburgers are good.
Oh, yeah. I think I made myself a cheeseburger every day after school for 6 months. Yeah. There's a lot of burger meat my mom had to buy.
So what type, what would be your favorite cheeseburger that you would say that would be make it different from anywhere, or would just be
I don't like my cheeseburger different. That's the funny thing. I serve different cheeseburgers at my restaurants and stuff like that, but for myself, I just want it simple. I want to have a really good seasoned patty. I want it with mayo, mustard, and ketchup. And I want red onions sliced really thin, and I want them layered on there, and I want lots of pickles, and I want lettuce. And that's just my favorite. I love it.
Hey, you're making me hungry. All right. So I got to talk about so she's on TikTok. You got to follow her. What is your handler?
The Blonde Chef, TH3_blonde_chef.
Okay. So on my way to her house, she was talking about this pork belly. I'm obsessed with this pork belly that I'm going to have to try. She's going to have to make it for me. So tell me about that. Where are you? You're an executive chef, right?
Yeah.
She's going to smack me. No.
Yeah. So I'm the executive chef over 3 different properties. We have a brand new property, which is a lodge. And so we're working on a tapas menu there. The other place is a winery called Kaya Vineyards. Kaya Vineyards is a very large, sprawling winery in Dahlonega, Georgia. And it's got the most beautiful view. We do sandwiches and salads and upscale small, shareable items. And then we have the Dahlonega Resort, which is where my upscale restaurant is, where we have the full kitchen with the full menu. And the pork belly dish is my version of bacon and eggs. So it's on our Sunday brunch menu only, which is on Sundays from 9 to 3. If you go to either my Instagram or my TikTok, I have all my links in my bio. There's a link tree there. So, but the pork belly is a beginning dish on my combination of smoked meat and upscale dining. I'm trying to merge the two worlds of backyard barbecue with my traditional French cuisine that I was trained to do and that sort of thing.
It looks really, really good. I'm gonna have to go ahead and try that probably next Sunday. We'll see. But that's so you gotta follow her TikTok there. It's really, really awesome. But now going back to growing up with food and all that, we were talking a few days ago, how food brings people together, how family brings as me growing up in a Hispanic family. Look, I remember my family would be 10, 20 people in the kitchen making food. I kid you not, they would have 10, 12, 20 turkeys. My family, let's say for instance, my Peruvian family, they would have their family members. My grandmother has 24 siblings, and they will all come in. And
24?
Yeah, they will. Don't ask me how many sisters and how many brothers. But, yeah. But in this case, they would be okay, let's start making everything from scratch, completely everything from scratch. They would peel the lima beans or the peas and all that, and it was completely from scratch. my grandmother would make mayo from scratch. And I remember that it was like the egg and the oil. And that's what we were talking about the other day, how all of this brings family together. Like in your family, like how do you how people bring together in the kitchen, most likely?
Well, for me, it was the most teaching I got in my family was with my grandfather. He was the one that cooked well out of everybody. Sorry, Mom. She was not. Listen, her tuna noodle casserole is on point, and the lasagna. Those are always a safe bet. Anyway, Grandpa was more of the cook, and we had dinner with him every Sunday. We lost my grandmother when. You can edit that out, right?
No, I can just continue.
Anyway, crap. When I was young, we lost my grandmother, and so my grandfather and I really bonded through cooking. And I would go and spend the night at his house on the night before Thanksgiving, and we would make Thanksgiving dinner together. And it was something I did every single year, including when I was in high school. It didn't matter. That was our tradition. That's what we did. That's how him and I, spend our time together. When I would come and spend the night at his house growing up, and we would cook things together and go out to restaurants together. He was the only reason why, I ate a whole lot of Chinese food, because my mom did, and my sister didn't really like it very much back then. And so it was just, it's wonderful because you have a lot of memories that we have with family members, and everything is about things that you do when it comes around eating, and conversations that they start. And, he used to make popcorn on the stove, and he would sit there with the lid on it, and he would shake it in the pan on the stovetop. And it was like, those little tiny memories are so wonderful. And there's never been any popcorn since then that could ever be as yummy as his popcorn. It's just, those memories probably make it taste better in your head.
I remember one of the things that my grandmother, I got my Peruvian grandmother, I have my Puerto Rican grandmother, I have my Puerto Rican great grandmother, that they all cook, and it's always been in the kitchen. And I remember one of the times, she would always make, we call something, it's called mazamorra. So mazamorra is made of cornstarch or chuño, which is potato starch, and is made with water, or water, apples, or you can choose whatever flavor you want to. And in this case, we would do it with water, vanilla flavor, milk, sugar, and it was really, really good. And she would always make it. She had so my Peruvian grandmother would do probably 10 or 15 of these, because there was for everybody, and we can actually have multiple times of that. Then we had my Peruvian grandmother, she would also go to the market, because in Peru they have fresh market. Kels and I would make fun of you know what, you can go to the market and you say, you know what, I want that piece, and they will slaughter the cow there, and you'll get that fresh piece of meat. But it was so interesting, and how I grew up in the Peruvian culture, the Puerto Rican culture, and then my ex-husband, he's from Georgia, and it's totally different, because then that's basically when I met him. And one day, while we were dating back then, I remember he told me, I asked him, so what do you want to eat tonight? I want to eat dumplings. All right. For me, my understanding, dumplings was, the Asian dumplings, wonton. So he came from work, and I was so proud of myself. I was yes, I got some dumplings done. I made I think I made some noodles, Chinese noodles. I made some Chinese rice, fried rice. And he's like, what's that? I'm like, dumplings. He's like, chicken and dumplings. Oh my gosh. The first time I made chicken and dumplings, it was a disaster. I think I made it was one of the big giant pots, and the ones that you make spaghetti on, for a full-blown family pot, was a 16-quart pan or pot, and it was a lot. Yeah, that ended up not in a good place. Then I found out what chicken and dumplings was, and he's like, it's not that hard. All right, people, I was raised with rice and beans, and No chicken and dumpling here, okay? And peach cobbler? What the heck is a cobbler? You put stuff like that? No. So for me, it was really interesting, and it's been really cool to learn this Southern cooking. So what can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, I had a kind of similar experience because I'm not from the South. So I'm originally from Michigan, and that's the Midwest. It's meat and potatoes country. There's not a whole lot of excitement necessarily, I would say. I mean, obviously there's things other places that are fine, but whatever. When I got to the South, the whole culture of food and cooking and everything was very different down here. And it was kind of like, whoa, these people are serious about their food. And being a chef in the South, I needed to get good at Southern cooking. So luckily, I've met a lot of really great people along the way that have kind of shown me how the Southerners cook. And really, the biggest thing that I think the Southerners do with their food is I think they cook with a whole lot of love. I mean, everything that they do with their food, like these traditional Southern dishes, it's kind of impressive. And it's a whole different set of spices and ingredients than what you're used to. So, and for me, it was a little bit easier because I was already in the meat and potatoes category, but then learning how to do the barbecue and doing the frying and grits.
Oh,
in the North, my mom made me go to a party once with some people from our church, and somebody had made grits, and it was one of the most awful things I've ever put in my mouth. It was horrible. It was they were still a little crunchy, and they don't do it like down in the South here. So many people do it with that savory finish, like cheesy grits and stuff like that. Up there, they had done it with brown sugar or something. And it was too much. Sweet grits are just not okay, in my opinion. I'm not okay with it. But I had somebody when I first got down here that was like, let me show you how to make grits. And they showed me how to make the most beautiful stone ground grits. And we did sausage, and we did cheese, and it was an entire meal. And it was my first experience eating Southern food. And I was just like, wow, okay, there's more to it than just, deep frying and carbs.
So the first time, I lived in North Dakota for 10 years, and yes, it's meat and potato up there. They eat a lot of pheasant. They eat a lot of, game. They eat elk, bison, and that was a learning experience too. But grits, that's a whole different category. I eat cream of wheat. So you can't compare cream of wheat with grits. So cream of wheat, we eat it we have sugar, vanilla, cinnamon, and it's milk. It is so good. But then when I got introduced to grits, I was like, what in the world is this? Okay, so I made it once, and it was that was failure. I'm like, seriously, you guys eat this? How do you guys eat this? So I remember when I was doing my internship at Chateau Elan, I was introduced to fried green tomatoes with grits. And I was like, okay, that changed completely my perception of grits. I was like, okay, I couldn't get enough of that. And if you've never had green fried tomatoes, oh gosh, you got to try it. You got to try it. So it's basically food is it's going to depend on how and where you try it. And every single place has its own custom. It's amazing.
It really is. I mean, and how people pair those different things. And I think with grits really is you either know how to cook them or you don't. And no, truly. Because I've had cooks that are like, oh yeah, I know how to do grits. And then they start making grits. And I'm like, when they give me the finished product, I'm like, these are not done. They're not done. Because grits, they take the low and slow is better always. And you want to stir them. You want to really get them to fluff up. And when you get them really, really full of liquid and fluffy and stuff like that, that's when you want to serve them. And they're the texture is perfect, and it'll go with anything.
Yeah.
I had it on my last menu. I had grits with my pecan trout, and it was, I have a chef that actually lives on the same street as the restaurant, and he comes every Friday with his wife, and she got that dish every night for over a month. Every time they came, she just loved it.
See, okay, I'm going to have to do that. Okay. So is it, now that you mentioned pecan and pecan, so is it pecan or pecan? So that's really interesting because I remember long time ago, in the military community, I met this couple from Georgia, and we had the debate because, okay, my accent is funny sometimes. I don't have that enunciation or pronunciation of some things. So, I mean, I don't care. Make fun of me all you want to, honestly. So that's fine. But my thing is like, is it pecan or pecan? What's the difference? Isn't it the same thing? Isn't it a nut?
Yes and no.
It's something you put in your mouth, okay? Anything you put in your mouth.
I could be completely wrong. And I think, and I have had this debate with other people, even as much as, I mean, I've been cooking professionally for 15 years and it's still a debate. So from my understanding down here in Georgia, which is like, Georgia pecans, I say pecan, they say pecan pie.
I love pecan pie.
No, not pecan. Pecan. It's a pecan. Oh God. See? So, and I could be completely wrong. Of course, somebody probably will say, no, that's not how we do it. But that's in my experience in the area that I live in. Most of the people who are from down here say pecan. And I got a good old boy in one of my kitchens, and every time we talk about candy pecans, he's like candy pecans.
So now that we're getting more like, okay, so now that we're in the pecan or pecan or picant or whatever it pecan, I don't know. But okay, so now that we're heading towards like the fall and we're entering that fall season, is it pecan, pumpkin, or sweet potato pie?
Okay, so not a big pie fan, I know. However, I usually go with pecan pie. I do a bourbon pecan pie that's just phenomenal and everybody enjoys it. Pumpkin and sweet potato pie, they're harder sells for everybody. Usually our sales numbers are down when those are always the flavors. I usually like to run like pumpkin during like the month of October. And then I get into November and I like switch to sweet potato or something else like that, because then you can keep the flavors switching and you don't have to use them all at the same time. You could spread the flavors out over the course of the fall so that you can keep your menu lively and interesting and kind of switching things up.
Okay, so now that we got there, ham or turkey?
Oh, turkey every time. I don't like ham.
That's what I understand. So in my case, it's like I grew up with turkey. I mean, you eat turkey for Thanksgiving.
Yes.
But ham? I mean, that's a Southern thing, right?
I guess, yeah. That's weird. If there's anything that I think that the Southerners are weird for, it's the ham. My grandfather made ham for Easter, I guess.
We eat fish for Easter. We don't even eat ham. But okay, so
I just don't like ham.
But it all depends. I mean, but then I've tried really good hams, but sometimes it's like really sweet and sometimes it's really, really salty.
Yeah, I don't like ham.
But
I stick with bacon or pork chops.
But you know what? I love collard greens. I learned how to eat that.
Oh
yeah, collard greens. Okay,
but they have to be good collard greens,
and they have to have the ham hocks. They have to have the ham hock.
The more meat in you put. So sometimes instead of ham hocks, I use really good bacon, and I do a lot of bacon.
Thick bacon.
Yeah, and we cut them into like the little batards, like the little lardons. And then you caramelize those first. Like we'll do them in like big, huge pots and stuff like that. And you caramelize those first with your onions. And then you've got a bunch of bacon fat in the bottom too already. And then you throw in your collards and the rest of your stuff. And then you let it cook down. And I always do beer.
Oh, I never tried beer with.
Oh, the beer. Oh, it makes a difference. And then the beer is fun because then you could switch what kind of beer you use throughout the year. So if you want to have like a more fall style collard green, you can even do like baby kale collard greens, so they don't have to cook as long, and it's a shorter cook, and you cook them with like a cider, like a spiked cider, like the Angry Orchard or one of those types of like hard cider drinks, and you use that instead of your beer when you're making the collards. And so you can kind of play with the flavors throughout the year and just do different things. You got a good summer IPA.
Ooh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Hard cider with collard greens. Now I'm going to have to try that. Because I know they have like down here, they have like the special dish for the New Year's. You have cornbread, black eyed peas, collard greens, and mayo.
Yeah, I've heard of. What is it called when they do that? Isn't there a name for it?
I have no idea.
I don't know because I don't I don't really like black-eyed peas. Don't hate
But they're
people.
so good.
I don't like them. Look, I love beans. Just like I love all sorts of kind of beans and different types of peas, but for some reason, black-eyed peas in particular, I don't enjoy them most of the time.
I don't know. I like them.
Maybe you
though.
cook them better than I do.
Well,
Or maybe I just don't cook them. Actually,
you gotta cook them. Of
I don't.
course, you gotta. I mean, they get
like
soft.
Have you ever had the green lady peas?
What's that?
They're basically they're the same size and look as the black-eyed peas, only they're all green. And then you could get pink ones too. Like I like to buy the pink ones during like Mother's Day or something like that, so that they're like very feminine.
I am gonna have to look at that. I don't know. I mean, I've eaten all sorts of beans. I know there's like this long, flat bean that I don't like. No, I'm really talking about a bean. Oh gosh.
I don't like the tiny ones.
No, I'm talking about it's flat. It's like this, it's just like, oh gosh, this is bad. So yeah.
So thin too.
Yes, it's thin. Oh gosh. But in this case, it's just like, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to have to check it out. But beans, I like to do it in the pressure cooker.
Oh yeah.
But you have to I don't like the canned beans. I like the ones that you actually just have to put overnight.
Yes.
And that's tastes so much better.
Yeah. And the cans make it taste a certain way.
And it doesn't give you that much gases neither.
Oh, so yeah.
It's true. What, have you had that experience? Canned versus the ones that you put overnight?
I don't know. I'm going to have to now have an experiment. There's going to be an experiment in my house. And we're going to test it out on Penelope because she loves beans. Like this girl eats so many beans. It's ridiculous. Like she'll literally eat an entire can of black beans in one sitting. That's her dinner. She's like, I want beans. And then she just eats a whole bowl of beans.
My kids love rice and beans, but it's just they have, so my mom, my whole family, they've always done everything from scratch, which is really interesting. And they put the beans overnight, which is awesome. The ones that come in the plastic bag.
Yeah.
And
that's how I was taught to cook them.
Yeah.
So my first job ever was I was a dishwasher at a Mexican restaurant. And as soon as I was done washing dishes, and I tried to fly through those as fast as I could. And then I would ask the ladies in the back, the prep ladies, to teach me how to make the things that they're making. So they started teaching me how to make the salsas and the guacamole, and they taught me how to make the beans. And that was one of the things is we would soak the beans. When we were getting low on the beans, there was a whole step, and you had to soak the beans overnight, and we would soak them a certain way. And then the next day we would have to rinse them and then start the cooking process. And it was just everything was a certain way, the way they taught it. And it's kind of fun to see, cause we didn't do that. I didn't do that growing up. I didn't know how to cook beans out of the bag. You open a can, right? A can of beans.
No, it's just we always did that. I remember that. I mean, beans, canned beans. I mean, unless they were in a rush. But I mean, I remember my grandmother would always do rice and beans, and amarillos, which is sweet plantains, or some people call it maduros. We would eat that with everything, even lasagna.
Really?
Rice and beans and lasagna. Rice and beans, lasagna, and plantains, or sweet plantains, or tostones. I mean, there's always some type of banana involved in there. And then what else? Even for soups and all that too.
Really?
Yeah, which is good. I
mean,
a
lot of rice and beans.
I know, but I mean, rice was with everything.
Didn't you get riced and beaned out?
No, we didn't, because they always switched it to garbanzos. Oh my gosh, garbanzos, and is it the pork feet, pig feet, or cow feet? Is it cow feet or?
I don't know. I would probably use pig feet with the beans.
Yeah, but you have the cow feet is the same texture too. It's really, really good.
I want to try it now.
Yeah, it's really good.
I love garbanzo beans.
Oh yeah, and then you put the potatoes, small potatoes, and then you put ham in it. Oh yeah. Plus you put the pig feet and the ham in it. Oh my gosh, my mom makes the best garbanzos. Oh. You know what? I'm gonna have her. You're gonna have to come over. I'm gonna have to bring her over.
Okay.
Because she's coming November. So
yes.
We're gonna have to plan that. She still doesn't know that though.
Okay.
But yeah. So I mean, we'll switch beans. We have the red small beans. We have the red beans, which is the longer ones, and then we had the gandules, which is Caribbean pigeon peas, and that was mixed with rice. And then, oh yeah, they're good.
That sounds yummy.
And then it's like we had like
Was it the lima beans you didn't like, the flat one?
Yeah, I didn't like that. The lima beans.
I love lima beans or fava beans. Do you like fava beans?
What are the fava beans?
They're very thin and green and flat, but they're like wide.
Oh,
so they're big, and they come in a fuzzy shell, and then you have to peel you have to take them out of the fuzzy shell, and then they have another like layer that you have to peel them out of. They're horrible.
So they would fix everything with either beans. So the rice would have either some type of beans, or they will mix the rice with beans.
Yeah.
Even corn, beans. What else? Green beans. Oh my gosh, they have this dish called pastelón, which is like sweet plantains, eggs, green beans, cheese. It is really, really good. It's like a lasagna, but made with sweet plantains.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And green beans?
Yeah. You mix everything with sweet plantains.
Huh.
Yeah. And then
you mix everything with sweet plantains.
Anything that has sweet plantains makes it better.
Do you guys have like cake that's made out of sweet plantains, like banana cake, basically?
No.
But no?
No.
Why?
But I don't know. No, I've never seen that before.
That's unfortunate. Like, you guys make everything out of sweet plantains, but you can't make cake out of it?
But they have a good thing called panapeng. I can't remember
what it is.
Panapeng, which is like, so they do the flan. So the flans, they make the custards. They try to make it with anything and everything. Mm-hmm. So they actually do it coquito, which is a drink. It's a Puerto Rican drink. It has coconut rum. It has Bacardi, coconut milk, coconut sweetener. It's really, really good. It has like vanilla and some type of
sounds like a party.
Cinnamon. Is really good. And then we have the pasteles, which is like a tamale, but it's made of bananas. Oh, and it's good.
Ooh,
yeah,
you had me.
And then they actually make like capurrias, which are like this long. It all depends on how big and thick you want it. So in that case,
wow. Do I get to like specify?
I mean, it all depends, because sometimes they even put corned beef in it with Lipton soups.
Oh,
seriously?
Really?
Yeah, it's actually really good. I mean, it sounds disgusting, but it's actually really good.
Do they like sprinkle it in there or something?
No, they actually take they cook the corned beef and they put Lipton soup inside of it. And yeah, I mean, it's good. And sometimes they add plantains in it.
Huh. Like a beef stew kind of thing?
Yeah, but they also add little potatoes, and they use a lot of green olives with the pimentos in it.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
My mom used to put the Lipton soup in her roast beef, or her not roast beef, pot roast. Huh. I actually still do it when I want her. Sometimes that was one thing that she does make well, and I think it's just because like she literally puts the soup packets in there, and it's meat and potatoes, and like it just stews, and she puts it in the crock pot, and then like it never's wrong.
So you want to hear something funny about the crock pot now?
I love this. Okay. I love it already.
Oh gosh. So I had never used a crock pot till I was married to my ex-husband.
The Georgia boy.
Yeah, the Georgia boy. Because I didn't have we always
didn't use crock pots.
No, I mean pressure cooker.
You use pressure cookers?
Yeah.
Or slow cookers, right?
No, pressure cookers.
You guys never had any slow cookers or anything?
No.
Too long?
Yeah. I mean, we like things fast. We don't like, I mean, we're impatient. What do you I'm so going to get so much crap right about this. But in this case, I mean, no. I mean, it's like I never saw the use for it. And I still don't use a crock pot. I bought like these, the pressure cooker, the one that, not the pressure cooker, I think it's like the fast crock pot. Like
the Instapot?
That.
Oh.
And it's still...
Do you like it?
I used it once.
I hate the damn thing. Sorry if you guys love your Instapot. I know that you Instapot people really are into them. But every time I use it, I just think to myself, I could have done this faster had I done it the normal way. Like every single time I've used it, I tried recipes out of the Instapot cookbook. I tried it from other people's Instapot cookbooks. I looked at all sorts of, I've used it. I used it 10 times, and all 10 times I was like, this is not worth it. And actually, if you use it to cook rice, I think it cooks rice like crap. My rice came out horrible in it. I'd rather go buy like a
rice maker?
Yeah, just a regular rice maker.
I haven't used that yet for my rice. I mean, I don't really use that. I mean, it's just like...
I just would rather do it on the stove with a pan.
I just can't get used to that. It's just like, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I will make definitely food like for weeks, and then I'll just put it in the freezer.
I pulled out my crock pot for a pot roast last winter instead of my Instapot because I just like, I usually when it comes to the crock pot. So if you ever did want one or thought about using one, the thing about them is that, especially because I know you're a busy woman, you don't have a whole lot of time for cooking at home. You've got two very energetic boys. You're always busy with work. So the good thing about the crock pot is that you can literally, the ceramic insert that goes in it, you can take it out. So you literally can assemble your entire meal in there the night before and then put it in your fridge. And then the next one you take it out, put your liquid in, put it into like the heating unit and put it on low and you leave. And 10 hours you come home and your house smells like somebody's been cooking all day and you could just eat. So that's the only reason I actually have a crock pot, and I like a crock pot because I cook all day at work too. Like I don't really want to cook sometimes when I get home. So like especially during the winter, because I get very nostalgic during the winter for certain types of comfort foods. And the thing is, you could do like carnitas and that style stuff in crock pots where if it's a stewed meat, you get all your ingredients in the night before, put it in your fridge, take it out, get it in there, get it going, and you just walk away from it. And you can come home and you have a meal ready for you. So the Instapot, I feel like I need to babysit the damn thing, and it makes noises, and there's buttons, and it has the pressure thing, and I don't know. It's complicated, and I just feel like sometimes simple is better.
I don't know. I mean, what about the air fryer?
Okay. Who was it? I think it's the Flavors. If you go onto social media and you look at either on Instagram or TikTok, you look up the Flavors. He's a chef at the DoubleTree in, God, I can't remember where he's at. He's pretty good. He's good though. He's got a great personality and his food looks awesome. But he told me he loves his air fryer and he thinks I should get one. So I think I might, just because of the way he was talking about it. Like it made a lot of sense to me, like as a chef. And prior to that, I just thought it was kind of another fad like the Instapot was. And my sister had one and she brought it over one time. And I felt like it took really long to do what she was trying to do. But, she had just gotten it and it was brand new. So maybe she just wasn't used to using it. I don't know. But I think that's one I'm going to try.
I've been seeing a lot of since it's been like a huge trend with TikTok, on TikTok with the air fryer. Oh, yeah. So today I was like talking to one of my friends and she's like, okay, so this is going to sound really bad what I'm going to just say. I've never done like wings or, those little things just because, I don't see any use for it. And why would I want a tiny meat like that when I can get something bigger? Size queen here. Sorry. So in this case, I'd rather get,
if you want to see why you would go wings, you should go look at my wings video on my TikTok. I'm just saying.
Yeah. And then I look at her wings, and then it's just like.
But I didn't do mine as an air fryer. I did it on a kettle charcoal grill. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. See, and that's the thing.
That required patience, though.
All right, so I'm going to wait for you to get your air fryer, and then I'm going to try it. And
we
then
could do a whole series.
Yeah. A whole series about air fryers. Would be like
home cooking equipment.
That would be a nice one. We could do that next time because there's a lot of things I bought. Like, do I need that? No. Do I? I do use my Vitamix. I love my Vitamix.
I can't live without my Vitamix.
In my wait, is it
Keurig?
Keurig. I love
coffee.
Yeah, makes my coffee. I just put the little thingy in there,
and
then just like close it and shh, ta-da! I get coffee. I don't even have to mess with anything. So I do like that. And then I got a teapot boiler, water boiler.
Yeah, I have one of those too.
And it changed colors.
Oh, yours changes colors?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then that's awesome. But colors. And then the toaster, but that's the kids that use it basically.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I used my toaster for BLTs.
I don't eat bread. Well, I try not to. Unless it's the big giant bread. Bad. I know, but I like these.
So yummy.
The bakery bread.
Yeah, like the baguettes.
Oh, yeah, those. I got one from Walmart. It was horrible.
Oh, yeah.
But I like Publix one, though, too. Publix is awesome. So, yeah, that's... I was going to ask you something else, too, about what about, okay, so as a busy mom and all that, we're both busy moms. Mm-hmm. We both work. What do you recommend, for meals and all that?
quick and easy. Quick and easy. Okay. So I don't know if your boys are like my kids, but like they get home, they want a snack, and then they want to eat very close to that snack. Like there's like this whole thing. You got to give them just small enough a snack that they'll still eat their dinner, but that will tide them over while you make that dinner. And that time frame is very short. And like if they come at you crying about something or wanting more and more and more, like while you're trying to make the dinner, it makes it so much harder. So I go simple. My kids eat steak.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh my God, we eat so much steak in this house. We eat steak and broccoli and potatoes, and then we switch it out sometimes with some chicken because I do different types of grilled chicken that they love to eat.
Oh my gosh.
And then
the chicken is amazing. Smoked chicken. What was the one that you made?
Oh my God. So I'm learning how to use a Weber kettle grill right now. I just got one for the very first time. I'm used to using a very large, like wood burning smoker, like actual like wood sticks. It's very large. So the kettle is so much smaller, and I did a smoked chicken with mesquite and cherry wood that I then reverse seared when I was done smoking it. And it was phenomenal. And Cindy came over, and I just was like, we were all hungry, and the kids were starting to get hungry. And I was like, we're making quesadillas. And I had all these, I had smoked some peppers, these little baby peppers, the baby bell peppers, and red onions when I was doing this chicken. So I used all of those, and I put that inside my quesadillas. And she took one bite. She was like, what is this?
Really, really good. Like seriously, she has to make a series on how to make that. It was really, really good. Best chicken ever.
It turned out really solid. And I'm working on that. I'm just started doing my voiceover and like figuring out how to do the voiceover.
Oh yeah, I did see that too.
Yeah. So a lot of people in my social media have been asking for the recipes or for me to explain what's exactly happening in my videos, because most of my videos are more fun loving, and I'm dancing and I'm just showing you what I'm doing, not actually explaining it to you. So I think I'm going to go back and I'm going to explain a little, and I'm going to I have the smoked chicken video, and there are explanations in that video. So I'm going to basically go back through it. I'm going to splice these things together a little differently and add some voiceover and kind of share with everybody what I'm actually doing step by step in these videos. So I'm trying to get that launched with my YouTube. I can't remember my login. Greg has it. Don't worry.
Okay. I was like, well, we can help you with that.
Yeah. Greg has it somewhere. He's my gatherer of things.
But now going back to the kids, and sorry I cut you out, but I couldn't stop thinking about the chicken.
Okay. So
go ahead.
So you were saying the wings? They love those. They call them chicken with a bone in them, and they will literally eat them any night of the week that I buy them or make them. It doesn't matter, because sometimes I'll buy them from like a Chinese restaurant. They want them plain. They don't want them spicy. They don't want them like, they just like.
But do they eat those little wings?
Yeah.
Like
that's what they
wings?
want. Yeah, that's what they want.
But do you buy them raw?
Well, sometimes. But I cook them.
You make them?
Yeah.
Like in the oven?
Either well, if I do them in the oven, I usually deep fry them after they're done in the oven to get the crispiness. Otherwise, the ones that you saw the video of, I started those raw, and then I got them crispy like that on the grill, where they crunched when you ate them like they would out of a fryer. It was insane. They were amazing. Like blow your mind amazing. We could do that too. I mean, because it was so worth it. Like the flavor profile on the chicken wing is the best chicken wing I've ever eaten in my life. I don't really want to ever cook chicken wings any other way again. Ever. They were that good. It was insane.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my kids ate almost all of them.
But your kids didn't really eat anything between your kids and my kids. Oh gosh.
Oh yeah. They won't eat anything either though. They are very picky about what they eat. So I try to stick with what they like. Otherwise, I can't get them to eat it. Like, I don't know. Penelope will only eat one type of sauce on her spaghetti.
Oh yeah, your mom told me about that.
Yeah, and it's her fault.
The Kroger one?
Yes, it's Kroger's jarred tomato basil sauce. And my mom started that with her, and I can't get her to eat my homemade sauce. She knows the difference.
Yeah, she did tell me that.
Yeah, she told one of her teachers at daycare when she was like, I think she was 3 at the time. She told them, it was the teacher's name was Miss Anderson. She said, "Excuse me, Miss Anderson, my burger's a little dry." if I overcook their steak, it's a bad night. They don't like anything past medium.
Oh,
If it's cooked any past medium on their steaks, they won't touch it. They look at it and they're like, it's not pink, mommy.
well, that's good. I eat my meat medium rare. I like my
Yeah.
medium.
No, I cook everything medium rare in our house. It's just sometimes like they'll distract me or like something will happen with one of the dogs and I don't know. Shit happens.
That's true. That's true.
No matter how long you cook or how long you've been cooking, you're bound to make mistakes here and there and like mess something up or over season something or undercook or overcook or whatever. It's just, it happens.
It's funny because every time you boil like milk, you walk away.
Oh yeah.
Don't ever turn your back on milk because it's going to be like a lot of, yeah.
It makes such a big mess because once it hits that point, it just like overflows almost immediately rather than like giving you time. And it's like it doesn't boil for so long and then all of a sudden it's just done.
Yeah, that's true. That is really true.
It's like a bomb.
Yeah, no, I've been doing that with yogurt and it's just like making yogurt. I'm like, and then I just get sometimes really impatient. I just put the thermometer in there like, hurry up. And then I try to like increase the temperature a little bit, turn my back and be like, I'll be back. Nope. Big mess.
Mm-mm. Every time.
Yeah.
It's kind of, it's in the kitchen and in general, like I always am telling people like, don't forget about things on the stove. Because the minute you forget about it, that's when it all goes wrong. And it's every single time.
That's not, well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
It's something that's, I mean, you get distracted, you have a conversation, or somebody calls you somewhere and they'll be like, oh, wait, oh, crap.
Yep.
Yeah.
It happens to the best of us.
It does.
I just hate cleaning it up.
You know what? I just like lost like the whole aspect of cooking. Like, I don't really like cooking anymore, especially like after my divorce personally.
Yeah.
Like what is cooking, like holidays, Thanksgiving, like, yeah, any type of holidays. I just don't like cooking anymore. I love cooking. I love like that every day. But I mean, then again, I have to cook for myself and I have a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old, but these 2 little kids are like, I don't like that. Oh, do I really want that? No, mommy. Oh no, I just want my noodles plain noodles, mom. I'm like, try it. No, I don't like it. And then like, ooh, yummy, mommy. Can I have some sauce? Seriously, kids? Seriously. So it's just like finding that again. Cause I mean, I'm actually a really good cook. I mean, I actually got a pastry chef degree, but I don't use it. But I love cooking. I mean, I used to love cooking and I would make all these healthy, what is it? Like, pastries and all that. And I would make up my own recipes. But now it's like, do I really want to do that? Do I really want to go into the kitchen? I liked having my salmon. I put some lime on it, some scallions. Wait,
Scallions?
It's not
green. What?
No, it's the little things. It's the scallop. No, it's not scallops. It's the so it's like these onions. They're like half, and they're like small,
Like cipollini?
No, they're like small onions.
Shallots.
Shallots. Basil. No, not basil. Yeah, oregano, thyme, a little bit of olive oil, tomatoes, chopped tomatoes, and they're so good. Salt, pepper. Put it in the oven. Cook it. That's it. I'm good with that.
Yeah. That sounds great.
But my kids don't eat.
I was just saying, can you get them to eat that?
Well, I do sometimes
Because I love my kids to eat something like that. I can't get them to eat fish.
But you know what? When it comes to food, my parents can get them to eat anything and everything. But when it comes to me, I can't get them to eat anything. I'm like,
It's
seriously?
just because we're the moms. They like to be contrary just to be contrary.
But it's like the other day they were here and they ate what you gave them.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, so you give it to them, they'll eat it. But if I give it to them, yeah, mommy, I don't like it. Excuse me.
My kids do the same thing. Penelope told me the other day that that she's been eating turkey at school for like a while now, and I didn't think she ate it at all. So I bought her some because she said she's going to eat it, and now she tells me she doesn't like it. So it's like,
What type of turkey is it?
it's just like it's the boar's head, like oven gold. She wanted deli turkey. That's what she said she wanted.
You had? I like the cutlets. Cutlets? Yeah, that. Cutlets. I like the turkey cutlets. Those are good.
Yeah,
But
No, this is just for like a cold sandwich and stuff. Like the deli meat. But it's good. I mean, Miles ate it all.
Oh, I mean, desserts. They'll like desserts. I mean, I kind of
well, that's all they want to eat is desserts.
But you know what? It's been a while since I've actually made like a cake or muffins and like from scratch. I mean, whenever I make them something, I will take my time, but I will use the right ingredients because I don't like these boxed, boxed.
Duncan Hines.
No, not at all. If I'm gonna make something, I'm gonna make
cake in a box.
No,
you don't want cake in a box.
No, you know what? Cake in a mug is better. You just add water. That's
God.
the best.
Oh,
that is the best. What are you talking about? That is the best.
They freak me out. Those coffee or the mug ones, they freak me out a little.
Why?
I don't know.
As long as it's a microwavable mug, you're good to go.
It's just so. There's like not much ingredients, and you're just like.
You can either milk
cake.
You can either put milk or you can put water. You can put some beer in it.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine that? You just mix it with beer?
No beer.
Or, some type of wine. Oh, no, not wine. I don't know. What type of wine?
You'd have to do liquor or coffee.
Oh, coffee. That'll be an amazing.
We have to buy one. We're buying one. I'm making it with coffee.
And you got to make a TikTok video on it.
Yes.
And see like the reaction and be like, okay. So
and then I'll make her tag me or I'll tag her and you guys I want everyone to be able to see it.
Now I'm going to have to buy one. Darn it.
Maybe we should just do it together.
Okay. I'll be like, I'm posting my video. We should go live.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
100%.
Be like, okay, so I got this one, that one. That would be interesting though. But what flavor would you go? Would you go with a vanilla or a chocolate?
A chocolate one for the coffee. But we could get it. We could get the vanilla one.
I have.
I have some rum.
Ooh. Oh wait, better yet, creamer, Bailey's creamer.
Ooh.
Yeah. See, we're making things up now
with boxed ingredients.
Yeah. See. See, this is awesome, amazing. All right,
maybe we should just make tiramisu.
Oh, and then that would be good.
I just totally.
Yeah. I mean, we got the coffee, but tiramisu with a little bit of rum. I mean, the Bailey's.
We should go buy brandy. It's rich and decadent.
Right.
Yeah, almost soak our lady fingers in it.
Oh, yeah. Instead of,
we'll mix the brandy with the coffee.
Yeah, mix the brandy with the coffee, and then you can actually, that would be a good one.
Yeah.
Microwavable tiramisu.
I wonder if we could do that.
Now we're going to have to think about that.
Experiments to come.
So stay tuned for our next podcast then. She's actually starting her new podcast, so that's going to be coming soon too. So stay tuned. All right, so this is Cindy Pressgraves with Real Estate Divorced Single Mom and
Blonde Chef.
All right, have a nice day.